Oro Valley, Tucson.
An Arizona Lotus Corp radio station.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right.
No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, June 30th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Happy 4th of July week to you. Thank you guys for riding with us this morning. Gonna have a lot of fun all week long, this short week long, because we are taking Friday off for 4th of July.
Damn
and it's
right we are.
great that the 4th lands on a Friday. Normally, past couple of years, we've been getting those like Wednesday 4th of July and everything else. It's going to be super easy to have a nice 3-day weekend. I hope you guys got your plans accordingly. All week long, we're going to give you an opportunity to win tickets for The Offspring. So we got a big ticket item giveaway. Today, we're going to give away those tickets in the 8 o'clock hour. And it's happening on August 27th with Jimmy World and Newfound Glory. It's Offspring Supercharged worldwide. So that's our listener bait this week. Also, we want to go fly yourself to various destinations throughout the world. Your vacation destination that we're going to be giving away this week by giving out keywords for you to qualify to go fly yourself is going to processing. Thought I was prepared for this, but it wasn't. Someplace nice. Do you know?
Yeah, it probably has sand, right?
No, it's Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, they got riverbanks, so.
Yeah, sandbars.
Yeah, so, it's funny, actually. I was talking about Nashville over the weekend and, all the people that end up going there. It became like a new destination for bachelor and bachelorette parties. It's like the new Vegas in a way, with all the Music Row and everything else. So Nashville, Tennessee, if you ever wanted to go there on vacation, this will be your week to potentially win that. And of course, if you do win that and you don't want to go, you could always cash out for $3,000. So we'll give you a keyword a little bit later on as well. So it was a busy weekend when it came to movies and sports. First and foremost, the F1 won the blockbuster, the box office, if you will. I think they raked in about 55.6 million. Megan 2.0 bombed hugely, which is good because the initial movie came out during COVID, right? So there was a little bit of buzz, but let's keep in mind that we had nothing else. We were just desperate for any kind of content to consume because we watched everything and we were over it. So
any sniff of success these days, though, is an automatic green light from Hollywood.
Yes.
It's like, a little bit. Okay, let's do another one.
Yeah, right. And well, this one, they kind of like they're going the Chucky route, making it like Megan's not necessarily the was a protagonist where it's the evil villain and the antagonist. Now it's the protagonist. It's like Megan is to the rescue and has some comedic chops.
They're doing the Terminator route.
In a way, it's more like Bride of Chucky route. So not
what happened to Bride of Chucky?
Yeah, they turned it into a comedy.
Really?
They turned it into a full-blown comedy and ish. And, it got terrible reviews and only 10.2 million at the box office. So that still might be more than what Jake Paul raked in over the weekend as far as people paying for the pay-per-view. He fought Chavez Jr. over the weekend in another fight that people are calling rigged.
Yep.
Yes. Did you watch any of this?
I did at work. And I felt a wash of shame because I'm like the much better UFC is on with Oliveira.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should have been watching that. I'm like, maybe I can catch it afterwards. But I realized I was like, I'm watching the Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, it was a huge weekend for the UFC, which we will cover a little bit later because there's a lot of Fallout drama and also some Arizona roots in this weekend's UFC that was fantastic. But with Jake Paul, of course, the overall consensus was it was such a one-sided, obvious, rigged event that is just terrible. It was just a ripoff for anyone who paid to be in attendance. He got booed out of the building afterwards. And it looks like Jake Paul is tired of people saying that his fights are staged. He's at the point now he's threatening to sue anybody who says that his fights are staged. Now, it kind of happened like last week when our beef of the week was Jake Paul versus Piers Morgan. And Piers Morgan basically called him out for always fighting 50-year-olds, and he would have got knocked senseless if he fought Mike Tyson in his prime, which is not necessarily a hot take. It's kind of like, duh.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But, Jake Paul is taking offense to this. And, his manager went on to say, the claim is baseless and irresponsible, talking about the fight being staged. He's like, last night's fight versus Chavez Jr. was a fully sanctioned 10-round cruiserweight bout officiated by the California State Athletic Commission, blah, 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 right? No staging, rigging, just hard work and a legit win.
Which is so sad when you're watching that match, because I watched the last 4 rounds. It was a 180 because Chavez Jr. was very docile for the first 4 rounds. You're like, this is weird to watch this ex-champion.
Yeah, he's not even throwing punches.
And then finally at the end, you're like, oh, he's actually weaving and actually going for the uppercuts. And there's those moments where you're watching those random swings and you're going, oh my god, maybe it's real. Oh my god. And yeah, it's weird. The process your brain has to go through with boxing, modern boxing, is kind of sad.
Is it modern boxing, or the spectacle that is, WWE / Jake Paul? I mean, I think Jake Paul took a page out of Floyd Mayweather's book. Who Floyd Mayweather publicly states that he's doing legal bank robberies, when in his scrimmage fights that he's cashing in $100 million paydays for. So with Jake Paul, he wants to build his professional record. And yeah, these are technically professional bouts, but he's fighting retired fighters.
Exactly. So do you know what his end point is? Is it actually get to the point where he's allowed to fight, on the, rank boxers right now?
100%. Yeah.
So is he just trying to get to that point?
Yeah, he'll end up going for some belts so he could be a champion. And yeah, right now he's just building up his professional record and keeping the least amount of resistance in that path. Yeah. And so and then trying to put together some names that might be able to sell some tickets, but but his skin is getting thin. And he actually just tweeted, after years of letting it slide as just quote unquote haters being haters, I've asked my team to vigorously go after anyone who makes up lies about my boxing career. Expect to get served, you pigs. So
that'll go over well. It's a good route to take.
Right. Yeah. All these boxing analysis out there were like, oh, I guess I got to change my opinion. Who's the next person you fighting? Is it Orville Redenbacher or,
right.
it's going to be like the ghost of Muhammad Ali,
hologram.
Whatever.
Something.
Yeah. So
it's wild.
But yeah, there was a lot of combat over the weekend. It was actually, we had Night of Champions with WWE. That was in Saudi Arabia. Of course, we had the Jake Paul fight and UFC 317, which the drama of and the accomplishments that happened on Saturday for UFC 317 were monumental. And we'll cover that in the 7:00 hour. But let's get this show moving. We got a bunch of great stuff to get to, including your morning moron after music from Wage War. But we'll start things off with a little Feel Good Monday song. Woo-wee. Here's Radiohead with Creep on Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Be Vegan Presents. But you know the name of the show, Tucson. Let's go. All right, we are back on podcast broadcast. Gonna get on the air here in a little bit. But let me reintroduce not only my good friend Rico, but I'd like to welcome back Wolfy to the podcast broadcast. Now fully blonde. I mean,
that's right.
Yeah, switching the style. Make sure we get that so you can see yourself on the camera. But yeah, make sure we get that microphone to the side of your face.
I thought you wouldn't notice,
so we can see the entire thing.
Which side?
Here's
any side, right, just don't block the face. The money maker.
The money maker. Okay, there we go. I think that's better.
Yeah, we're gonna catch up with Wolfy. She's been hard at work, creating music and visuals, and been staying out in Tucson for a minute. But from Tucson and then based in LA. And you're trying to sell that house, right?
Yeah.
How are you doing with that?
It's definitely taking a lot longer than I expected.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
In this market, you would think, for sale and it's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's honestly actually the only reason why I'm still here.
You're kind of stuck here?
I'm stuck here till it sells.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm so my house won't sell.
Yeah.
In Malibu,
Well, I'm glad that you're stuck and
it's worked out. I'm making the best of it for sure.
That's good. Well, then you're not mad at me for showing up whenever your realtor has an open house and me just farting in the living room
keeping me here.
You know this place is haunted, right?
Oh my god.
18 people murdered.
Yep. In
my
this
God.
room
In
right
this room.
here.
Right
You hear him cry at night.
Right.
Excellent deal. Excellent deal. There's a fireplace too. Oh, I know.
Nice.
But yeah, so we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff here with Wolfy and catching up. And now, when I caught up with you at the Rialto, I was out of it because I didn't know at the time that I was on the wrong medication.
Oh, wow.
I know. So I was kind of zombified.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Was that like your mistake or your doctor's mistake?
It was my doctor's mistake. Yeah.
He legit gave you wrong medication.
Well, yeah, it was very similar to what I should have been taking, but
Okay.
instead of getting, and it was just going to be like, a beta blocker to increase my testosterone, right?
Okay.
As you know, once you get in your 40s and stuff, the fountain of youth is just testosterone. So I was just going to get that. Instead, I got OCD medication and like heavy antidepressant. And so I didn't
Whoa.
understand
Yeah.
why I was in like such a
Yeah.
funk. I mean, I was happy to see you, but I didn't feel the joy of happiness. I didn't feel anything. I'm just like, hey, it's nice to see you.
Hi,
And
Wolfy.
I'm like, yeah.
Hey, you
I'm like,
did
give me a
it.
hug.
The
I'm
important
getting-
thing though, you were like, come by.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
you
And
got
I
business
meant that.
taken care of.
Yeah,
at
that
least.
part he
Yeah.
got. That's why I'm here.
Yep.
Normally, I would feel some sort of like nerves or excitement or life inside
You're just
when
like-
I see. Yeah, no, it was just like whatever. It's good to see you. Maybe not. I don't know.
Like, is beef
Yeah.
okay?
I factually see you, and yeah, you did great
Yeah,
though
thank you.
that night for WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So, do you have another show coming up locally while you're here?
Actually, I do. In October, I'm going to play at Hotel Congress.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
So,
I
like a solo show?
No, I'm opening for another band. So yeah, I haven't played there before. I'm excited.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
it's gonna be awesome inside the Hotel
Inside,
Closet room. Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that room.
Who's the band you're opening up for?
It's like I can't even pronounce their name correctly. Let me see.
Oh, really? They're that cool that they have one of those unpronounceable names.
It's let's see. Wait, hang on.
And welcome, Trish, and thank you for commenting. You know, I understand. It's I too lurk on many streams, but it's good to see you commenting along.
lurker.
Yeah.
Spell it out. Let's see if
Yeah,
we can help
Lane's
you.
will
It's
not
just
allow you
it's
to
just
settle it.
sir. It's like SR period.
Oh.
Senior, maybe.
I mean, literally on.
Sreh.
It's just on their
Sir.
Spotify as.
Just SR.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
It's
And I
gonna
think
Senior.
they did change it though. I think they did spell it out before and then changed it to just.
It was spelled SIR. And Sir SIR does sound familiar to me.
Does it?
A little bit, but
Yeah,
SYR
they're
would be
local
cool.
for sure.
oh, they're local.
Yeah, I
Okay.
honestly met them through church.
Oh
And they
yeah.
were like, "We're looking for somebody to play like for our opening. Would you want to?" And I was like, "Yeah." let's go."
Nice.
So,
Yep, I'm
yeah.
in.
That's Wolfy. We're live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here. You know, I mean, we're going to be catching up with Wolfy, who you saw perform at the Rialto Theater. We got some new music to feature, but coming up next, I got a list of, popular television shows and movies from the 90s that would probably get canceled today if you really think
90%
about
of
it.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
way that the goalpost has changed as far as what we seem socially acceptable is completely different than it was in the 90s on how we're all raised. And just to remind you of that, this list is eye-opening. We're going to break that down after Kill Switch Engage. But we got more coming up, so you can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1. Yeah, and I want to pull up a music video too, because you have a couple music videos. And what's your YouTube handle as well?
It should be at Wolfy Sound, I believe.
Wolfy Sound, yeah.
Yeah, which I probably need to update and change.
Was it frustrating with the name Wolfy? Because there's like other Wolfies out there, I'm assuming, or
There's
people
a
that
bunch.
like wolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I feel like I had it first, and then I
Yeah.
started seeing a bunch of Wolfies.
Yeah,
But
I'll
there's a lot of like they're not just Wolfy. Like it's either like a last name or like a spinoff on some sort of Wolfy thing. The most frustrating thing is the spelling. People they always want to spell it IE.
That's how I was
Yeah.
attempting to, well, not in my
Yeah.
phone. In my phone, you're spelled correctly, but when I was putting together the description on the podcast broadcast, I initially was going to do IE, and I'm like, that's not right, actually. I know. Well, maybe I don't know. It's because I used to be a spelling bee champion. And
It's the medication.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the medication.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, it was the medication.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
blame
yeah.
everything's blamed on the medication.
Look what pulls up when I put Wolfy sound. I kind of want to see,
Lo-fi.
these Wolfy sounds, chillin' lo-fi road mix of the wolf there.
Yeah,
I want that
that's
tattoo
crazy.
now.
I know it's not you. Okay.
No, but that looks cool.
Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
it's a stoned wolf. Let's listen to just a
Yeah,
little bit
let's
of
just
this.
see
real
what it
quick.
Thanks,
is.
AI.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let's hear it. Oh yeah,
Got that rap lo-fi.
yeah. This could be.
That
Oh
wolf is
shit.
high. Oh, I want to get high with the wolf. How about you,
Hey.
beef? What rhymes with wolf?
There's a lot of things around. with
Then
wolf.
help me out here. I was piggybacking.
You take a big gulp in the Gulf of Mexico, America.
4th of July
Whoa,
coming up. Don't
okay.
forget the name. You think right now you're safe. You're playing the game.
Yeah.
Vegan presents from 6 to 10 on KFMA. It's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know. I'm high.
Yeah, no, this beat just gets you high.
I know.
It takes you on a ride. It makes you close your eyes. Feel a little surprise
Wow,
down
you
below.
guys,
Yo.
let's go into the studio.
I know. It's well, you're gonna start singing the hook, so you better be ready.
I know, right?
Yeah, so this lo-fi, I mean, honestly, the remix Wolf featuring Wolfy would be super nice. So we're gonna revisit that here in just a second. In fact, I'll even play it in the background as we go through our list.
Lo-fi.
Yeah, and we'll bring up the bass.
Beats to study to.
Yes. All right, let's see. Liz said, I knew a wolf as a stage name for a guy back in 2017, 18. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of spirit animals. What made you come up with your name, Wolfie?
Well, actually, originally I was trying to come up with like a full solo name, like so first and last. And
Mhm.
it was Sila Wolf was like the name.
Silo Wolf?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
like what originally happened. And I went to LA with that kind of in mind.
Yeah.
And then when I was going by that, people kind of just started dropping Sila and just saying Wolfy. And then I was like, you know what? That's like way cooler and just feels like it's natural already what people are,
Yeah.
going with.
It's organic.
But I've always been obsessed with wolves. And then like I have like cat eyes. So people also, it's just like all kind of like.
I was going to
made
say that too.
sense.
I was like, they are cat eyes, but I'm like, oh, kind of it's like wolf eyes,
Yeah,
but they're really
exactly.
kind of cat
And
eyes.
Yeah.
Kitty was taken already. So.
Yeah, like I'm not, yeah.
Yeah, Kitty
Like,
was
oh,
taken.
What
Damn
can
it.
we come up with? So yeah, and then it just fit well.
No, I love it. So yeah, we got Wolfie in studio right now here on the podcast broadcast, and we're unbeknownst to her, we're probably going to make a song before the end of the podcast. A new hit song, as she is the go-to collaboration person. With that though, I do want to go through this list of 90 shows and movies that would not be allowed today, would be canceled because they have not aged well. Because as we continue to kind of grow as a society, we realize that some things that we considered funny or hilarious at a time or socially acceptable was pretty abrasive and insulting to those individuals. So I'll give you an example. Okay, let's start off at number 6. Mrs. Doubtfire. All right, so between the transphobia and the part where he makes a pact with the 2 kids to keep it a secret from their mom, that hasn't aged well.
You're gaslighting her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mrs. Doubtfire, if you watch it to today's standards, you're just like, oh, how do they make
That's
this?
so
But
funny.
yeah, that came out in the mid 90s and it was a massive hit.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, you think that's a women sound?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Robin.
Now this one, hasn't aged well, and it's not because Will Smith hasn't aged well. Because in a way, we already talked about Will Smith today. He's growing increasingly cringe, especially with his, trying to
He
revitalize
just dropped
rapper.
like an album, didn't he?
Yeah, the rap.
Yeah, he
a
dropped
couple-
the rap. He
Couple
actually,
ciphers.
yeah, he dropped a single that was clowned and completely roasted on the internet until somebody doubled the speed on YouTube, and they're like, "Wait a second, it's a banger." Once you increase the speed on it, but still, it's like a 60-year-old rapping, and it's Will Smith. It's not Eminem. So he took a break from rapping, and now he's just coming back to rapping because I don't think he's going to be cast in the next Independence Day. His career kind of slowed down since the Chris Rock slap. In fact, actually, we played a clip of him potentially calling out Chris Rock in a freestyle that again didn't age well. But
Unless he plays Chris Rock in a movie, getting slapped.
No.
Meta stuff.
All right, let's continue with this list. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, so they said this hasn't aged well. And yeah, there was one person on this list that really went off on Uncle Phil. He said Will was a teenager dating grown woman every other episode, right? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah. Phil and Vivian just let it happen, right? They didn't care. Phil claimed to be pro-black, but voted for Reagan twice, was ashamed of his background as a pig farmer, and detested lowly working-class black people. And he blamed Will for everything that went wrong, even if it had nothing to do with Will. And he was a sexist and controlling AF, trying to forbid a 25-year-old Hillary from posing for Playboy or Ashley from doing anything. So they say, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has not aged well, according to this. All right,
trickle down, Will.
Yeah.
It'll make sense.
Number 4 on this list was Friends. They say Friends would not fly today. Would you guess why? Do you like Friends growing up?
No, I would.
Okay.
I'm just still bitter because they can all afford that kind of apartment when they were,
It's mentioned in here, but,
But I'm surprised because everyone talks about that show, and it's always like on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those go-to kind of like go on the background shows. But if you really watch Friends, it has fat jokes, it has gay jokes. Everyone in New York is white. Ross sleeps with a student. That wouldn't go today. Sleeps with a school librarian in high school. That actually happens a lot
Ross
today.
was a player, I forgot.
Yeah. And then he tries to kiss his cousin and violates Rachel's boundaries. I mean, Ross was a monster.
Wow.
Let's
I thought Joey was that guy.
No.
It was Ross the whole time.
Yes. I mean, the women consented to Joey. Ross had to finagle his way in there and commit felonies.
Creeper Ross.
Someone also mentioned the episode where the cast dumps an old friend because he stopped drinking and just isn't fun anymore. Remember Fun Bobby? Is that what yeah, Fun Bobby, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and another brought up all the transphobic stuff that involved Chandler's parents. So, yes, it would not fly. Will and Grace was actually on this list.
Go figure.
Yes.
Go figure.
Because, one person who identifies as gay said, I could never get through one episode without feeling like my queerness was being used as a punchline. Being gay was either silly or you were doomed to be alone and sad. That was pretty much the premise of Will and Grace.
Okay.
All right. And then there's 2 more left of 90s movies and TV shows that haven't aged well. Doogie Howser, MD. All right. Basically, the first episode has an adult woman pretending to seduce him. The second episode is about an adult woman trying to get pregnant by him. Doogie Howser was like 12 at the time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Coming of age, indeed. And the number 1 show that hasn't aged well from the 90s.
Can we guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Married with Children?
No.
Ooh.
No. In fact, actually, that is one of the realest shows that ever came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a guess, Wolfie?
Okay, this is so random. The first thing that came to my head was E.T.
What? Well, that was the 80s, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I saw it when I was as a baby. I don't know.
There is a fun fact.
I don't know
about,
years.
Yeah,
I don't know
That's
where
a funny
it
guess
fits
either
in.
way.
Here's a fun fact about E.T. that will blow your mind. There was a scene that they allegedly edited it out of the film that E.T. had a sexual connection with Elliot's mom. And
what?
yes,
I didn't hear that.
Yes, was lusting after the mom, and she kind of had that too. And I think they had some kind of ESP orgasm like deal in the movie.
Did he walk in and her stomach was glowing? He's like, what's glowing in there?
And it's like, oh no, just E.T. He just needs to call home.
Oh,
That's
my God.
the tip of his finger.
Get out, get out.
Don't follow the finger. Don't follow the finger. Yeah. All right. But the number 1 movie that hasn't aged well, according to this list that BuzzFeed put together, was Seinfeld. With a lot of
That's not a movie.
no or TV show.
shows.
Yeah, there's a lot to offend modern sensibilities, but someone specifically mentioned the episode where Jerry was allegedly assaulted by his dentist while he was.
Oh, when he's knocked out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I don't agree with that. I would pick Seinfeld over.
As uncancelable or what?
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people love Seinfeld either way. It's beloved. It's untouchable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the music was still on, but it was super quiet, or maybe it was loud. I don't know. I'm talking to the streamers now. So there you go. That was the list. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. All right. Yeah, my phone has been vibrating like crazy. I could just check.
Yeah,
I know
I
the
swear-
comments on there were like, hey, but I didn't want to interrupt if it was on the air. Like, hey, your internet people are telling you something right now. You're like, I don't care. Right?
I know
we're on the air.
I mean, I had the movie I had the music so low, so like, did it sound extra loud to you? I'm surprised.
I think the connection, the in probably has a whole different feed, or it's just blasting.
I brought it down super low.
For our side, but I think, if you're on, whatever, nerd stuff.
Yeah, let me know. Did pull up that ET thing though, because that I'm surprised that surprised you. We just read that about a month ago. That ET and Elliot's mom
seducing the mom.
Yes, and they had some kind of like romantic connection. Real quick, with that, the Idaho shooting that happened over the weekend. They did identify the guy. His name was Wes, and he acted alone, and they don't know the motive for that yet.
Was there a manifesto again?
Potentially not. So,
yeah, people be crazy.
Okay. So Liz said it wasn't loud, but it did affect the sound of voices. Okay. Yeah.
Did you hear ET? That's all that matters.
I know. Here, let me share this. Let's. Have you? Do you know who the Liver King is? Good for you.
Okay. Don't be sad about that.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a nerd who took a bunch of steroids, built a vitamin empire, and lied to the world saying, "Hey, I got this way by just eating raw animal liver." Right. And he calls his followers primals. And last week he had a psychotic meltdown where he was threatening to fight Joe Rogan and went to Austin, Texas to fight Joe Rogan. And he got arrested because of his threats and has like an ankle bracelet on and has a restraining order. And
he actually went to Austin. He actually made it to Austin.
Yeah. And he was live streaming his entire, meltdown. Damn. It was crazy. So he's been posting nonstop on Facebook. So let's just watch his latest post and see where he's at mentally today.
Old thrones, and I just kind of laughed. And I was like, oh God, kind of a little bit embarrassed. And I thought, oh, you know what? I don't think I made a video today. I said I was going to, so I better deliver on it. But it was Sunday, family day, God's day, capital G day. And we did that thing, man. That was good. And so I'm walking by this throne, old throne, and I thought buffalo's real. That's legit. That's going to stay. But I thought, oh my God, the predecessor me, I would have hated me too. I read some comments today or yesterday, and I saw he's losing a lot. And says it on my desk. Lose yourself. The thing is, like, when you actually lose yourself, though, and you lose the ego, you can't really tell people, because then it's like, hey, yeah, I actually shed my ego.
All right. Well, I mean, a lot of this, what he's going to say.
Ramblings of a madman.
Yeah, but it's not as mad as it was last week. So it looks like he's coming down from his psychotic episode, which is a good thing. Yeah,
it sounds like you hear the music in the background. It sounds like a speech a villain gives before he just rips off his shirt and goes berserk. No. Ugh, creepy.
Yeah, it's super creepy. But yeah, that was the Liver King doing everything he can to grab the headlines last week, which was super interesting. But yeah, that's psychotic meltdown. It could happen to anyone. I have a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends, who had just out of nowhere a psychotic meltdown and stuff. So he's currently seeking help for it. Yeah, and it was scary. It terrified him, terrifies me. Because it could just be stress, pressure.
Well, for him, a lot of it's, I'm sure, chemical with steroids and anabolics and things like that.
Well, when you're doing $12,000 a month steroids, that's going to do it.
It has a lot to do with it.
I know. What about $30 a month testosterone?
Or Circle K boner pills?
Oh, I mean, I haven't been on those for, since the 90s.
And I came out just fine.
Yeah. And those are jokes, Wolfy.
I'm more worried about
I've never heard of those.
Circle K boner pills? Well, you've seen them though. So next time you go to a gas station, if you look at the
animal pictures on the boxes.
Yeah, but you look at basically the register, the counter, you'll see rhino pills and things like that. And you're like, oh, what's Rhino 3000? Yeah. Those are herbal boner pills.
Harambe 5000.
Have you ever kissed a guy and then you're like, you kind of taste like the earth? then he is on herbal boner pills.
Okay.
Yeah. For you,
It's
or
like dirt.
yeah. It's
Dirt. It tastes like dirt.
Yeah,
That's what the earth tastes like, right? Is that what you like?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very earthy.
For the most part, yeah.
Disgusting. Because you're supposed. I mean, I've suggested this to other people where I'm like, you got to open them up and then kind of digest it. Don't eat the whole thing or it'll give you a migraine. Is what I hear. I read it somewhere.
Sure.
And
Reader's Digest.
I'm telling you, this is what I read. And so, yeah, and some people they make the mistake of taking the whole thing and then having like a killer headache while trying to make sweet love by the fire. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you just released something 6 days ago, huh?
6 days.
Sinking?
Oh yeah, but play ragdoll probably. Out of all my videos, I like ragdoll.
Why don't you like sinking? You just released it 6 days
Because
ago.
I recorded it myself.
Okay.
So it's not professional.
That's fine.
Not
though.
just finished yet.
Yeah, I mean, I like some.
It's
I mean,
more-
we're gonna get to ragdoll for sure, but like, do you like the song sinking?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're in a bathtub, recorded yourself in black and white, so it's like very artistic. Yeah, I got.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Anything raw and unfiltered, it's cool.
For sure. Well, any hot chick in a bathtub
Yeah.
is good for the algorithm and the
Exactly.
internet. You want to get
This is
100
true, this is
people
true.
watching this on Facebook right now?
True. Yeah, I did. I definitely did not promote this one like I should have. But
Oh, why? Are you like ashamed of it?
no, not ashamed. Just I think like I don't know. It's one of those like artist things. You do something, you're like, okay, this is cool, and then like a week later, you're like, nah, maybe not. And then you just like time passes, and I don't do it. I ruined the whole release.
Oh.
The
But
artist
you know
way.
what? Honestly, I'm just proud of myself that it made it out there.
Yeah.
That
And
Because
Yeah.
I actually released the song like 6 weeks prior, and I usually drop a video like a week or two after. And then I didn't drop it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drop it, whatever.
Did you film that here or in Los Angeles?
This is here. This is in my bathroom, the house I'm trying
That you're trying to sell. See, and this is another reason why we got to play this. Like, hey, if you like this bathtub, you could buy this
Yeah,
bathtub
exactly.
for a
This
low,
is
low
true.
price of
It's on the Zillow listing. There's a
350,000.
click on there. You can hit the video.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, let's check it out. This song
Okay.
is Sinking. This is official music video, like written and directed by Wolfy.
I will.
That's a big deal. Directorial
There
debut.
you go. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of Wolfy in a bathtub. That's all it really is.
Yeah, no, that's
Different cuts.
sounds good to me. Let's turn it up.
Where we at, cause we're both numb. Picking fights with no wisdom. And the midnight's going on and on and diving into the deep end. 3 a.m. is repeating. In the morning it goes on and on. Caught up in your riptide. Wish it didn't feel right. Screaming at the sky like save me. Our Titanic's capsized, couldn't keep it upright. In another life, you'd save me. Uh-oh, uh-oh, we're sinking. Uh-oh, uh-oh, we're sinking. Uh-oh, uh-oh, we're sinking. And we're sinking. We're reaching Nirvana till we crash into karma. And we just keep spinning on and on and. You're the shadow on my bright side. You keep lying at a pure pride. And the push and pull goes on and caught up in your riptide. Wish it didn't feel right. Screaming at the sky like save me. Our Titanic's capsized, couldn't keep it upright. In another life, you'd save me. Uh-oh, uh-oh, we're sinking. Uh-oh, uh-oh, we're sinking. Uh-oh, uh-oh, we're sinking. And we're sinking.
I used to be
There you go.
Algorithm
That was
boost.
Wolfy. We're gonna get back on the air, and yes, we might have saw something. There was a little. It was very nice. A little something,
It's
something.
at the end, so you have to watch the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It's
can't
a,
skip ahead.
It's a reward for the end. Rock
Exactly.
2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We just watched the debut music video that Wolfy shot herself here in her house in Tucson, Arizona, for her single "Sinkin'," which is fantastic. And yeah, you shot with 2 cameras, edited it together, and released it 6 days ago. And then they gave a little surprise at the end,
Yep.
and it did not promote it whatsoever,
Exactly.
and hesitated sharing it with us in this small room with just 2 bro dudes being like, yeah, no, we want to see it. What's the deal?
Yeah,
It's going to sound good. Oh, is that a nipple? Oh, that's amazing.
a true artist. Come on, Beef. That's how you do it.
No, but well done.
That's good.
And yeah. And so that was something that you shot yourself, and you just used 2 cameras. Was it one take?
It was probably like maybe 3 or 4. Yeah,
Okay.
because like I have to, when I'm doing it myself, I have to like shoot it and then look at it and be like, adjust a few things.
Did you get pneumonia afterwards? Were you in the bathtub so long that you got out and you were shivering to the core like it was a cold plunge?
No,
Did you get raisin fingers?
I definitely didn't. That I might have.
Yeah. Like, how long were you in the
That's
bathtub?
possible. I would say maybe like the whole thing took me 20 minutes at the most.
Oh, that's
Oh.
not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
not bad. Yeah. Was it a hot bath or a
It-
cold bath or
It
in
was
between?
medium.
Okay.
It's pretty medium.
If we have an
Nice.
artist do a video with the cold plunge, that would be something.
Actually, it's crazy you brought that up because somebody else brought that up to me. I was helping my friend shoot her video in LA, and her boyfriend was like, "Oh no, I think an artist did do that. That's what they used."
Did a cold
was, like,
plunge
the
video.
whole video was just like,
In the cold.
yeah, it was like her getting into a cold plunge,
Jeez.
and it
And
was
then-
like she's showing her agony and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you done it yet? A cold plunge?
plunge?
It is.
We're doing it.
Yeah, we've done
I'd
it.
be down.
Yeah,
It's great.
It is
I love
great,
it.
and you
I'd
feel
have
good.
a mini panic attack probably, but
No.
It's cold.
good for you.
It's cold. It
Mhm.
definitely, it kind of kicks your ass a little bit, but afterwards you do feel pretty good. So shout out Tucson Cold Plunge. Oh, that's where we got the whole rundown. We were taught. So if you were to shoot a cold plunge video, right, nips or no nips, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever
Up to me.
YouTube allows. Which they do a lot
I
of that.
did nips personally.
Yeah, I know you did.
Personally.
My
Yeah.
nips were out too, but I didn't shave to keep them low covered. But like YouTube is weird with their policy there. Like if there's music to it, then you can go full nudity.
You
but,
can.
Yeah, but if there's no music to it, then no
She
nudity.
gets excited.
Mine was so subtle that I was like, I don't think that.
It was t-shirt.
Yeah,
it wasn't nudity
Yeah,
by any
exactly.
means, but it's nothing that you can't see on Instagram. You know what I mean? Not your Instagram page, but just Instagram in
I
general.
have a friend that watches that Titanic scene over and over on YouTube.
Yeah.
All of,
Well, I didn't think
friend.
you would call me out like that, but thanks for that.
Just saying.
I get it. All right. But all right. So we got Wolfy in studio here, and she's going to be performing at the Hotel Congress in October. But that's a ways away, Before that, you want to make sure you follow her Wolfy Sounds on YouTube, and where you can see her music videos. And, you're constantly just dropping like singles and everything. And you've been working with like Jonathan Russell and like local musicians out here. Are you still kind of like remotely songwriting with people out in LA as well?
Yes, I still am. And then my team that I was working with out there actually moved to Vegas. So I've been also Vegas, like working with people in Vegas, LA, and actually now also Miami, which there's also
Nice.
talk of me actually moving out to Miami before back to LA.
They're trying to recruit you and pull you out to
Yes,
Miami.
yes,
Now,
yes.
with Miami, though, does it go like the tempo of the music increase? Because they got,
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
it's
funny you
like
say that.
the
Actually,
cocaine
yeah,
heartbeat.
The song actually that I played at the show that's unreleased, Can You Dream Through a Nightmare? As with a producer that's out there, and it is definitely more up tempo, and it was totally not because it was written on guitar,
Yeah.
and then so
Uh-huh.
in production, he was like, just keep an open mind because I'm like, it's a little different than like my rock stuff, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, actually, I love this. Like, it brings a different energy to even performing because it's like higher
Oh, yeah.
energy than just like a lot of like sad or rock a lot. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, the music theory of songwriting and stuff is, it does follow your your heartbeat. Like the
Yeah.
rhythm of the song follows your heartbeat and that feeling and the emotion and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's not a surprise that the Miami sound starting in the 80s really got sped up because it became like one of the cocaine capitals of the world. So these musicians, like the Bee Gees as well, you know, they were blasted. And then they're just like, staying alive and freaking out, right? So disco started because of that. And, you know,
I
EDM.
did not know that.
Yeah,
but
EDM.
it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So anytime you like remix any kind of song that goes out to, you know, Miami, just know that it's coming back fast because that's the only way they listen to music.
Just BPM times 4.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I might go out there and like just work on like a EP project or something, 4 or 5 songs. And I have no idea if I'll like it or not. I'm so used to LA.
Yeah.
But it'll be like a cool thing to try out.
I think it's just good to get out of the LA bubble, you know?
Yeah.
No, it is. It really is.
Especially now.
And I actually feel like a lot of people are moving out of LA right now to either like Vegas, Miami here, or not here, but like Phoenix,
and Austin. Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah. Not here. Nobody's been moving
Yeah,
here.
no, that's been a struggle. That's hence why I had to record a video myself. Like,
yeah. And that's why you haven't been able to sell your house because, nobody's moving here. So this market, unfortunately, is slower than any other market in all of Arizona. Yeah. I know. It's brutal. All right. Well, we got more with Wolfy that we'll be covering here on the podcast broadcast. So you can join us youtube.com/bevegan or keep it right here because we'll be back after music from Audio Slave on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, you never heard the heartbeat theory? Well, there you go.
Science.
That's crazy.
Have you tried calling your place a casita? Changing the verbiage?
No, actually, I don't know. I have to look and see. So I was like with a certain real estate company, and then I just switched recently because I was just feeling a little.
You felt like they weren't doing the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Speed it up, guys. Come on.
It just got relisted literally last week. So.
All right. What part of town is it?
It's like Broadway and Craycroft.
Okay. Yeah.
Fifth and Craycroft.
Yeah.
It's in between Speedway and Broadway.
That's around my hood. Maybe I'm in the market. How many bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
Okay.
How many bathtubs?
Yeah. How many?
Well,
how many bathtubs?
2 bathrooms, but the one only has the bath, and then the other's a shower.
A walk-in shower. Yeah, it had good tile in the background. You could even tell with the gray, so it has good backsplash.
Yeah, that's like everything's pretty much been redone except for the master bath, but everything else is like new floors, new paint, new roof, new kitchen, new
all that stuff. Okay, so that's good. So far, you got me, and so far it sounds pretty good. I mean,
huge yard,
bathtub is selling, huge yard.
I hate.
Yeah,
it's a lot to take care of, but
Arizona
I loved it when I got the house. I loved that it had a big yard.
Yeah. All right. Now, how much are we looking for?
It's listed right now at $310.
I'm out.
I dropped
309.
Yeah.
Final offer. We should have a segment called sell your house on Be Vegan Presents.
Right. Yeah, and then at the end of everything, just tell me the price.
Right.
I'm out. If you're not like something around like 50, I'm out. No, I mean, you dropped it from what? What was your initial asking price?
$330.
Okay, damn. So you had to drop it like $20,000. Do you owe any money on it?
Yeah, but not. I mean, I have great equity in it. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. And how old were you when you bought your first house?
I was like, I think 19.
Damn. Look at you, Miss Responsibility. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty crazy because I had a salon like super young, and then
nice.
It did well, and yeah.
Over in LA?
No, here.
Or here, okay.
Here, and then when the pandemic hit, I moved out to LA, and I was like,
I moved away from LA during the pandemic. You moved there during the pandemic.
Yeah,
wow.
I know when people hear that,
Crazy
they're
move.
like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was super hard to break up with all my clients.
Yeah.
So I kind of took advantage of the fact that I had a little bit of an excuse on my side. And then also I knew like I was just starting my artistry. So I was like, I need like silence. I need like to be in a bubble the first year anyways. And so it was good for me to get away from like just everything and just I didn't care. I was like, I'm here to do music. I'm not here to go out. So
yeah,
nice.
It worked out.
Yeah, no, that's
and
good.
I got better prices out there too. Like my rent and everything was cheaper. So.
Did you get grandfathered in? You still have those prices? You still paying for rent out in LA while being here?
No.
That's good.
I almost had to do that, and then I was like, yeah, no,
Rough.
It doesn't surprise me
Can't afford
that you went from stylist to artist because it's still being creative, right?
Yep.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's-
Well, and I was an artist first, but I
Yeah.
just, it's just I gotta pay
Yeah.
bills. So I was like, I need something else. But yeah, and it's actually also helped me in LA a lot with like connecting with people and doing like other friends like for videos. I'll help with their hair or makeup or whatever, and it just always gets my name out there, and it's cool because I can still be part of something I love.
Right.
So.
Now, do you always constantly like mess with your style? And yeah, so like how long will you have this hairstyle before you're like,
I already want to change it.
Yeah.
I want pink hair, but I'm holding off on that for a little while.
That's good.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, this was a process to get to this color, so I feel like I went through like every 6 weeks I was like going through a different look because it was getting lighter.
Mm.
And now that I'm here, it takes a lot to get here, so I'm trying to stay here for a while. I don't know.
Okay.
But I couldn't tell you.
Next time I see you, you're gonna have completely different hair.
like
It might be shaved
it
off.
just like happens where all of a sudden I want to.
Is it impulsive or is it kind of match with like your music kind of style and what you're going for? Or is it just like whatever
Both.
goes? Both, yeah.
Yeah, because like my music also comes to me kind of impulsively.
Mm-hmm.
I could be like vacuuming around the house and all of a sudden like words are coming to me that I gotta stop and like be like, oh my gosh, I gotta write this down.
Nice.
So,
Nice, yeah.
The muses.
So you write in your notes?
yeah, I write with whatever is like closest, honestly.
Pull up your iPhone notes.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Let's get a peek inside your mind here.
Oh gosh. That's
It's
scary.
like this
That's
effing house.
So
This
scary.
effing house. I am so frustrated with this effing house.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, read to me one of the most random notes that you got in there. That's because sometimes I'll do the same thing. I'll write ideas in my notes, and then sometimes I'll look back and be like, oh, what is this?
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah,
repiece it together. So
It's like memento.
Yeah. So what do you got here? Maybe
Okay, that's my recent one, June 27th at 1:37 a.m.
Okay. Yes, that's when the creativity is flowing.
Okay, it's actually funny because the first half of the note is a video idea for one of my songs that's unreleased.
Okay.
So it's Little White Balloon starts with a shot of a pregnant belly from the view of a camera at mouth level.
Okay. So looking down.
Yeah, looking
Nice.
down like at like a pregnant belly.
Okay.
Which is very very interesting.
Yeah. You were thinking about being pregnant.
Mm-hmm. At 1:30 in the
Well,
morning.
no, the song is about my mom.
Okay.
So
Nice.
if that connects things. Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I have like a little first verse idea started and says, "Time's a thief, mid-July, rolling by, suffocating summer heat, cloudy skies."
Times with beef is your first
Beef.
line. Oh,
Look at you.
I thought
Easy.
times with beef. That's like it's such a good line.
No, now it
It
should
does
do
sound
that.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Thinking about it, you might
Remix.
want to
That's a hit.
consider.
That's a hit,
We
Rico.
have a remix coming.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's
I love it. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you write it down, does it go from there? Do you try actually vocalizing it out, or you just kind of let it lay until inspiration strikes, kind of thing?
So that one particularly, it started with like obviously the video idea, and then like I had my guitar on my bed and I was just like
Oh, nice.
playing it, and then those words came to me, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it's a little in the making.
You know, I never see you. I always see you perform, you know, with electronic backing and stuff. I never see you kind of go like the singer-songwriter performance. Yeah. I mean, are you hitting up any like cafes or do any of that to kind of work out some new material, or you do play acoustically?
I haven't done it like live before. No. There just hasn't been an opportunity, I guess.
You should have brought in your guitar today.
Yeah.
I would 100%.
I'm shocked we don't have one yet. Just hanging out.
Yeah, you should just have one.
You're right. I should have a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff here. but-
I feel like it's something that like I've used mostly as a tool, so that's why I haven't like pursued it. But I do want to add that in. Like, and there are certain songs that are coming that I definitely feel are acoustic. Like actually my next song that I'm releasing, I have an acoustic version of it.
Yeah,
So
and you should.
There will be like the actual song, and then later I'm gonna release the acoustic version of it. But
Right.
Nice.
We're talking with Wolfy here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's the podcast broadcast. And she, you know, I was telling her, I always see her perform with like electronic backing vocals or backing tracks and perform very much kind of like a pop star of sorts. But it definitely captures that live energy sound. And it's really good live performance that you put on. But the fact that you are an instrumentalist as well, doesn't surprise me, but it surprised me that you don't kind of pick up those gigs just around town. I know that we have like a singer-songwriter summit that our boy PJ does, right? Let me pull this up real quick. Now that's not, we just missed one, but he does it once a month at Catalina Brewing. And it's great too because we met him in Rocky Point. We were down there partying for Circus Mexicus.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And he got Rico so high that Rico ghosted out of the festival.
I'm like, cool. Beef and all them left me. I'm gonna take a sketchy taxi home.
Yeah, assume that we left him there in a foreign country by himself. He assumed that.
It's happened before.
Yeah, gets ripped off by a taxi cab driver. Tries to find a hotel room, and doesn't message us until he's as safe and sound in bed. But his name's PJ, right? Let me pull up this. Oh yeah, so he does this at Catalina Brewing once a month in the afternoon too. It starts at like 2 p.m. and he puts together this singer-songwriter sessions where they got a great stage there, and then just people kind of go up and they story tell. They say, cool. Okay, I got this song about whatever, right? Yeah. If you were to sit down and say, perform an acoustic song for me right now, which you don't have an acoustic guitar, and tell me a story about it. What's a song that you wrote that you have like an endearing story that's close to your heart?
Well, it's interesting because almost all of my songs started on, like, all of them have been an acoustic version that transformed.
Right, yeah.
So, like, it's like written on guitar and then sent to my producer.
And they all have a story. Like, yeah. So what's a story that like comes to mind from a song that you're most proud that you were able to convey that story, whether it's like a positive or negative experience, and take that and put it in a melodic form?
Let's see. That's tough because I have a couple, but I have a song that's not finished yet called Arsonist. And
okay. He burned you that bad, huh?
Damn.
That
actually,
son of a
it's not
bitch.
what you think.
Okay, because I was about to fight somebody.
She's like, I'm a criminal. You're like, oh.
It's my confession. No, it's just a story of like when you harbor like an anger towards somebody for a really long time, and that like actually tends to be like as if you're chasing the arsonist, like somebody who's like hurt you, and changing that and letting go of it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Profound, deep. I love it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like you could take it however you, all of my songs are kind of like that. Like it could be many meanings.
Yeah.
Ambiguous.
Yeah. Well, exactly why you should be doing is while you're here and stuck here as you're currently attempting to sell your house, which I think what Dot said, she's been seeing a lot of, sale by owner signs pop up lately, because it's very difficult to sell your house in this town. Tucson's the only city that hasn't grown in population since the pandemic in Arizona. Wow. In Arizona, every other city has grown in population. Tucson is the only one.
And me with traffic, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, well, traffic is kind of the reason why we don't have people coming here. But, while you're stuck here, then you should definitely be hitting up all those opportunities to continue to go out there and put yourself in uncomfortable situations like this show. Super uncomfortable, right? And it's only going to make you stronger and grow. Rico didn't even wear sleeves. I know. You got a little bit of the ick. Be honest. How much ick do you got?
I feel good and comfortable.
Yeah, don't project on me, white T-boy.
Well, when I see those guns, I get the ick. I'm like, I wish
I'm like
you
the
brought
Liver
sleeves.
King. Don't worry. Should have brought sleeves.
Whatever.
Jealous.
I am jealous. All right. Anyways, we got a beef tip coming up right after these words. We're going to have a second round of F My Life on the podcast broadcast. You can join us youtube.com/beefvegan or keep it right here in Rock 102.1. Clear. All right. So, I needed a funny out, and I was like, look at the guns.
Your pale, untanned arms. No, not you, me.
Okay, I was like, actually, dude, I got a tan. How's your sunburn holding
Horrible. Up? I still look down at my legs and still like a red blotch down there. So God awful. Amateur
We
hour.
went down to Rock Point, right?
Okay.
And we're chilling. And of course, my Latin friend here, I figured he grew up in Arizona.
My Latino friend.
For the most part, he would
you shouldn't be getting sunburned.
Put on sunblock.
I was born in Wisconsin.
Yeah. But still, when you go out and you lay out by the pool, you wear sunblock. So he goes out. We go out to the pool, do a little day drinking. It's a beautiful day. He takes a long ass nap directly under the sun's butthole.
You could say passed out. It's fine.
Okay, passed out directly under the sun's butthole. Right, not even an ounce of shade coming his way. And then after a while, there were strangers around the pool being like, "Hey, you got to cover this guy up." you know? And I'm like, well, he's got sunblock and he's Mexican. He should be fine, right? No, I was wrong on both accounts. And he ended up giving himself like 3rd-degree burns. And yeah.
I don't know if it was 3rd degree, but
trust me. Trust my professional diagnoses.
But you still have it. And I was like, when?
3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
3 weeks ago?
But I mean,
okay,
that's 3rd degree.
That's,
still
okay,
like,
I believe 3rd degree now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody looked at my tan line like, were you wearing dad shorts? Because I had them purposefully like lifted up so I can get my whole leg.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shorts were you wearing, weirdo?
Yeah, he was up there high.
Yeah,
He had a lot
hiked
of
him up.
thigh. He had a lot of thigh. He was showing off the bulge for the
As
ladies.
much skin as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I just look awkward. Whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Lots of aloe
let
stock.
to be a lesson. Even, I mean, you wear sunblock all the time, I imagine, right? You got fair skin, so you can't be out in the sun for more than 5 minutes.
I actually can get like really dark.
Really?
But I prefer
pale.
It's like part of my aesthetic right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get into my tan vibe at some point.
That's what did they see when they shot your shot for Miami? They're like, when you're darker. Like, yeah, you'd be great in Miami.
I know.
Let's go.
No, I was teasing my like producer friend about that. I was like, oh no, I don't want to be by the beach. I'm gonna get like tan.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
So in high school, were you like, could you go like full blown chola style? Like it was super dark.
I was.
You were like orange, like
not
bronze?
super orange, bronze. Yeah.
All you had to do was put on some hoop earrings and you were good to go, basically.
Oh, I had hoop earrings with my name in it and everything.
Did you have high bangs or that before your time?
Yeah, no, didn't have that. I was like more scrunchy hair, like curly scrunchy.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, and long and just But yeah, no, I'm half Hispanic, so you wouldn't really know looking at me, but
yeah. Well,
so
not right now because it's the blonde and the pink and
blonde white girl right now.
But you can see it in the eyes a little bit.
Do you
it's
have
those
a favorite
cat eyes.
food spot in Tucson now that you're stuck here for a while?
Probably Tamarico.
Tamarico, solid.
Yeah.
Award winning.
Are you vegan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How long you been vegan?
Like 3 years.
Is that why you need to sell your house just so you can afford your diet?
Basically.
Yeah.
No, like legit. Like I've been like, it's so expensive.
I know.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Thank you for at least acknowledging that because
it is.
my daughter's vegan and she almost we were almost on the street based off her diet, dude.
No, it's intense. Everything is so pricey.
Yeah. So do you ever date? Are you what's your like relationship status?
Single.
Okay, single.
Yeah,
So do you ever go on dates and then have somebody pay and be like, dear Lord, expensive.
Hummus went up in price.
Yeah, my dinner was $20. Hers was like $67. She didn't even have a drink,
Imitation meat costs more than regular meat.
Because when my daughter, like I've joked before that she had this innate ability to upcharge anywhere she went, so she could take something that was $10 and it'd be $25 before the end of the ordering. Yeah, it's crazy. So I imagine it's kind of the same thing, right?
So shockingly, I have not really been on a date since I've been in Tucson. So
that's not that shocking. Have you seen Tucson?
I know.
Not shocking.
Okay. Well, in LA, I feel like people are just used to it.
Okay.
And in LA, it's different because there's so many vegan options that you just order it and it's just is what it is. Here is different because you have to add and exchange. I don't know. It is a build on. Whereas LA, it's kind of just you know what you're getting into.
Let's get her in touch with Death's Free Foodie.
So
our friend Hannah is a vegan foodie and
love it.
Social influencer. Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know where to go here besides Tamarico. So I do a lot of just at home stuff. Yeah.
The Midtown Deli's good too.
And
follow her. Well, make sure you follow her before you leave here today. But yeah, she throws the vegan night market as well, which is always great. Yeah. Where they have a bunch of good food there that's all vegan and a lot of different vendors. It's usually at Rito Raceway Park, and they just had one.
It's growing big time now.
Yeah, a month or so ago. Hopefully there'll be another one coming up. They try to do it at least quarterly. I don't know if they do it in the middle of summer. You might have just missed it, but Rock 102.1 KFMA. The good news for you is that you're probably not going to sell your house anytime soon, and you'll be here for a while. So maybe you'll be here.
Don't say that. No, I literally eat today. And all weekend. I was like, my house is gonna sell. My house is
Manifesting.
My house is selling right now. My
You're
house is already
manifesting?
sold. My house is already sold.
See, what I'm doing. It's called negging the market. I'm negging the market. If I say the opposite, right, and throw it out there, then I make the market say, "Oh yeah, well I'll show you." So yeah, I'm saying you're not going to sell your house for a while. You're going to be here until mid-November ish. You know,
is that how it works? Is that,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I've tried both, and neither have worked.
You haven't
for me
tried hard
so-
enough.
You should host the open house and like throw your own little like concert or like party.
Could because my house is literally empty.
You have
I'm living-
no furniture inside it. You live
Nothing.
in it.
I'm like every time people call me, the echo is like they're like, "Why? Where are you?"
You in a cave?
Are you sleeping on a sleeping bag on the
Okay,
floor?
that's the one. I do have a bed. Like I
Okay.
have my bed and a dresser and
Okay.
a desk.
Okay. And so you have furniture only in one room.
Basically,
And then-
well, I put my desk in the front room just to like
Separate.
feel a little different with my guitar and like.
Do you not have one room that's like soundproof, like one of those sound padding things?
No,
Nothing
because
like
I'm
that?
Trying to sell it, dude.
I know, but if you're gonna be there, just take them off.
How many houses did you look at in the market? Do you like? Do you have a padded room for my crazy cousin?
Right.
No. Yeah. No. That's
Yeah,
not
no,
a
I've
thing.
been. That's the thing, and like also because like when people book to like come view the house, I have to like keep it clean. So it's been
It's been rough.
It's been
Well,
rough,
I mean,
yeah.
I wish you best of luck. I mean, if anyone out there who might be in the market of a new home, where do they go to try to check out your home? Zillow?
Yeah, it's on. It's everywhere. But
Look for
yeah,
houses on Zillow. You'll
Right.
find it.
You'll find it.
This has been Beef's
Zillow.
real estate listing.
Yes, it is there.
Yeah.
Facebook, everywhere.
Here, let me play a little bit here on the FM side of Did It Again. I almost. Is this the F?
Which one? I sent both. There should be one that's clean.
Okay, this is not that. All right, let's see. I did not get that. How far along is the F word?
It's pretty far. It's like
Yeah, I'll play. Just
I
a
don't even
little
think you'll
bit.
notice it.
We'll see if we notice
Well,
it.
we're gonna notice. Let's see.
There we go. Oh. That's like at the beginning.
I forgot about that one. I forgot.
That's
easy to forget.
That's at the very beginning there,
My
Wolfie.
bad.
Yeah. That was yes. I hit the dump on that. That's fine.
That was a very nice sounding F word.
It's a beautiful
Yeah, it
F
was
word.
very nice
You do a
sounding.
fantastic job.
Yeah.
Resend that, by the way. All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have on the show for today. But I'd like to thank Wolfie for coming in. Make sure that you check her out on Spotify. How can they find you?
I'm Wolfy on Spotify. Yeah, you can plug.
And that's with a Y.
With a Y.
With a Y, yeah, WOLFY. And if it doesn't pop up, it should pop up right away. But if it doesn't, just put in like the song "Do It Again" and it'll
There you go.
right up.
Yeah, and make sure you subscribe, check out all her music, and you'll be hearing from her again. That's unfortunately all the time we have for the show today, but tomorrow morning we'll continue to give away tickets for Offspring. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish
Yeah.
upon a
All
side
right,
of
but
beef,
don't leave yet because we're not done.
will come
We're done here on this side, though.
Okay, cool.
grief. But if you've been mean
So you
or
can get back
trying
to cursing.
gag, I will knock out all your
I forgot about that
teeth.
first one.
I didn't even pick
I'm
up on that. So your face
in
was
the
like,
head. I'm like, did you just